Welcome to Sports Talk with Steve Jones, the daily talk show with the voice of Penn State football and men's basketball. You never know what special guest may stop on by any given day. Now here's the man of the hour, Mr. Steve Jones.
All right, great to have you with us on this edition. There's a lot to talk about, and that really is a thoroughly ugly shirt, but it looks good.
I think so. And the microphone doesn't even want to stay. Look at that. I'll tell you.
I think it's sending you a message.
I was thinking that, too. Not even 1 minute into the show, and it shut me down.
So is the audience.
Man.
Yeah. So let's, I'll get to the Pinstripe Bowl in a moment. Two key parts of the offensive line already have stated they are coming back. Cooper Cousins and Anthony Donko, which is really important. Donko, this versatility of being a quality tackle, a quality guard, and then Cooper Cousins is just the physicality of the guy to play both guard positions, plus he can play center. For Ryan Clanton, this is a big plus to have these two guys already saying that they are coming back. I can also tell you, after talking with Owen Alicini's parents Saturday morning, I was out for a walk Saturday morning before we took off, and it just turned out that I ran into them, and they said, "Oh no, he's definitely staying at Penn State." So so I'll consider the parents a source. Sean Fitz of On3.com and Blue White Illustrated putting out a story yesterday that it looks like Justin Lustig might be staying on as a special teams coach. Penn State special teams as good as I have seen them this year. And the other story, of course, that was John Sauber of the Centre Daily Times put out, and others have picked up on, is the possibility, because I'm not going to say it definitively, but the good reporting by John's a good reporter. Sean's a really good reporter.
Sure.
In fact, they're both great reporters.
Absolutely.
But he's saying that it looks like they're getting close on Danton Lynn as defensive coordinator. Yeah. We'll see if it comes to fruition, but that is what is being reported. Justin Lustig, the report by Sean Fitz, and John Sauber of the CDT reporting on Danton Lynn. We already know about the transfer portal, the guys that are in it. Keon Wiley went in yesterday. You know, Wiley I really like. I really like Wiley. I think as the season went, he got better and better. Remember, he was coming off a knee injury to begin with. Took him a little bit to get back in gear. Once he got back in gear, he's a good player. Sure. So we'll see what he does. Anthony Ivey, great speed. His problem, and I've mentioned this before, I'm not speaking out of turn here, his problem's always been, to me, consistency. You know, he'll go out and he'll make a, whoa, all right, there we go. And then he'll make another, like, okay. And then he'll do one like, oh, jeez. You know what I mean? Yeah, sure. It's that consistency that you're looking for. And so Anthony Ivey also has put his name into the transfer portal. The other interesting part is take a look online at the Iowa State roster. So take a look at the Iowa State roster online. It's not there.
I'm going to say it's probably not there or blank.
Not there. I was figuring it's blank. That. The only items they have right now under Iowa State football are the staff.
Not surprising.
They don't have a roster listed. No offense, now in basketball I've seen that. You know, in the off season, especially with the smaller programs, you know, that you're playing, like, you know, low to mid major or whatever. You'll check and see in May or check in June to see if they put one out because you're trying to do some advanced work. Like, blank, not good. All right, we'll have to see. And then usually there's a guy that enters school on August 30th, like, oh, okay, where'd they get this guy from? But that is where everything stands with that right now. The Pinstripe Bowl, wire to wire. Garrett Riley, in fact, has now been fired as the offensive coordinator at Clemson. By the way, you see Chip Kelly got the offensive coordinator job at Northwestern. Penn State will play at Northwestern this year, so they'll see Chip again. I give him credit. He lands on his feet.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, he's as a coordinator. I think aside from the NFL, I don't know what happened there, but as a coordinator in college, he's been okay. I think he's been good.
He's been okay to good.
But it's, for some reason, didn't work out in Vegas. I think too many egos. That probably was the case.
They have no talent.
Well, they have no talent either, but they don't.
That is not
too many egos as coaches.
It's not
my
a
point.
talent.
But no, they don't have talent.
Based team.
No, especially at the key positions.
I mean,
yeah.
Brock Bowers is really good. I think Genty has a chance
to be good.
Has a chance to be a decent, not a great, but a decent NFL running back.
Yep.
Their offensive line is nothing there. No. But that's another story. All right, Pinstripe Bowl. Wire to wire. Denied Dennis Sutton. I completely do understand when people don't want to, when they opt out of the game.
Sure.
I get that. And there's nothing a coach can do about that, by the way. Because guess what? If you get really testy about opt-outs, what happens? They use it in recruiting against you.
Absolutely.
They go there, they force you to play, blah, 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 blah. Hey, we'll give you more freedom and blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt.
So you're constantly trying to walk that fine line on recruiting.
Yeah, and the other part of it is they look for, these programs are going to look for anything. They're going to look for absolutely anything.
That's right.
Yeah.
But Jack Ham and I, and I would lump you in with this as well, we've always been under the category in our lives of you finish what you start.
Sure. Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So that part has taken an adjustment on my part.
Yeah.
Right? But you have to adjust, which brings us to deny Dennis Sutton. You want to talk about finishing what he started.
Yeah.
Just tremendous.
Yeah, absolutely.
A tremendous performance. I think he helped his stock, by being there.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I mean, if I'm an NFL team, first of all, if I'm running an NFL team, we're probably 0-17. But boy, I'd be more inclined to pick a guy that did that, because that tells me he's going to play for me.
Yeah, he's going to play. He's going to be coached. Absolutely.
Yeah, but he's going to play for me, right?
Yeah.
Say I have I'm not saying Denai's a top 5 pick, but say I have the 5th overall pick in the draft, and the guy plays.
Yeah.
In a game like that, not a playoff game.
Absolutely.
And I've got it down to him and somebody else. I'm going to pick him because next year, we may be struggling, and at the end of the year, he's going to want to play weeks 17 and 18.
Yeah.
Right? And he's a good player.
Yeah, no doubt.
Ethan Grunkemeyer was tremendous. I thought the offensive line with Boyer, Donko, Cousins, Shanahan, Ruley did a really good job in the game. Garrett Sexton got in for a few plays. Garrett's still banged up, but he got in for a few plays. And Rapplier and Reynolds did their deal. Ross and Pena did their deal. Quentin Martin's interesting because I thought he flashed last year. Okay, you watch him in practice. Long strider, good hands, good receiver. Makes some moves, okay. I watched him in the spring, got better. Okay, he's really doing something here. And then he got to the preseason. Goes to the first 2 weeks of the preseason. Jason, he didn't have a great preseason. I'm talking a rather nondescript and not, he didn't have a great preseason. Geez. I was kind of standing there. Well, because you're trying to evaluate everybody.
You're trying to evaluate talent, absolutely.
You're trying to evaluate everybody as to where they might fit in the puzzle. Then he got hurt. It was a scrimmage in Beaver Stadium. He got banged up. It's the kind of injury that normally can keep you out a month. And you know what? He got back in 2 weeks. And when he came back, he started to look like the guy that I saw last year. He started to look like the guy I saw in the spring. And I thought the rest of the season, like, Quentin Martin's doing really well. He's, we got to the bowl game, and he played the way he's been practicing this year. Right? Good vision, cutbacks. Now, he didn't really get used in the passing game, but he's a really good receiver.
Yeah, absolutely.
Corey Smith, I knew he was going to start, but his problem was he wasn't taking it. On a day like that, you got to take it straight ahead.
Yeah.
And he kept trying to hit the home run by going outside and dancing around. And somebody was talking about scheme, like no. Why do you think Quentin Martin went all the way in the second half?
Yeah.
Because he was the guy going straight ahead. Why do you think Tyke Hayes, because he was going straight ahead, had to do with the choices that Corey made in the first half? I mean, I know it's hard to believe that the scheme did not take him there.
Yeah.
Just some days I wonder, Jason. The guy at the tailgate, it's a scheme. No, sometimes it's the player.
Sometimes it's the player executing it.
Sometimes it's the player.
Yep.
Right? And what happened was, look, in high school, stuff like that worked.
Sure.
Right? Against a team like Clemson that can run, you got to make an adjustment. Corey will learn from that because I'll be honest with you, Corey Smith's a really good running back. Really good running back. And I was glad to see Tyke Hayes get in and do what he did. Grunkemeyer played just terrific, but he played terrific from after Aiden Fisher picked off that pass in the Indiana game to start the second half.
He's been different. Absolutely.
Grunkemeyer from that moment on, you want to know how many picks he threw? None.
Not a one. Yeah.
In almost 4.5 games, he threw no interceptions. Right?
Yeah,
the last one was the Fisher one at the beginning of the second half. That was it. And I think Indiana got a field goal out of that.
They did.
Right?
Yeah.
And, in a game they won by a field goal.
Yeah.
But, I'm saying, but from that point on, he played, you're talking almost 18 quarters?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
17 and a half, 17 and three-quarter quarters without an interception. Tremendous. Defensively, Vabu Toure played terrific. I thought Day Lane did. Zion Tracy played well. Darius Dixon, tremendous.
Sensational. Yep.
Jameer Joseph, Davian Collins, King Mack, Kenny Wosley. I thought Amari Campbell played a great game. I thought DeLuca played one of his better games. Right? I would love to have seen Alex Tash get out there, but Alex got hurt in the Rutgers game, couldn't play. I thought Ty Blanding made a terrific play out in the open field, right, to keep them from first down. Xavier Gilliam, a lot of guys played really well. Ivan Kamaju played well, and he played well down the stretch. Jalen Harvey had a big sack in the game. So it was great to see that. And I'm going to tell you a funny story about Ryan Barker. All right. Barker's nickname is Iceman. Okay. The Iceman. So Jack Ham and I are assigned to get on bus 5. Right? So, of course, we usually get there early enough. We sit in the last 2 seats, in the back of the bus. And that's because out of preference. It's not, nothing's assigned. It's just where we prefer to sit. We're in the last 2 seats in the back. Because we want to make sure if there are any players on the bus, they should be able to.
Sure.
Well, it turned out that besides us and the sports information staff and the doctors and so forth, among others, the specialists were on the bus. So it was Tyler Dzansky, it was Matthew Parker, Riley Thompson, Gabe Wosu, and Blaze Sokic-Minnick, and Andrew Dufault, and Ryan Barker. Right? So Barker sits down right in front of me. Okay. So we get on the bus, and we make the trip from Midtown, work our way past Central Park, get to Harlem, then take the bridge over to Yankee Stadium. I don't know. It takes about 45 minutes.
45 minutes,
yeah, going over there. So we get there, and, of course, again, we're bus 5. So the dock where they let the buses in, they let the first 4 buses in. They won't let our bus in. Okay. Well, the people are on the bus, and Jack and I are just sitting in the back, so I'm able to observe all this. All right. And somebody said, "What? We got the specialists on here. What about them going in?" All right. They won't let them in. So we got to go all the way around to the center field area of Yankee Stadium and go in that way, which to Jack and I, it doesn't matter. We can go in anywhere. That's irrelevant. But these are the players. These are players, including Ryan Barker.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And everybody's like, and it was so funny because we're at the gate and they go, "Whip, you don't understand. We've got the Iceman on the bus." And so I'm like, so I just kind of tapped Ryan on the shoulder. I said, you'll still make them all today anyway. Don't worry about it. So we walk in separately, finally join in. Barker, of course, kicks 3 field goals.
Yeah.
Wosu punts great. Thompson perfect holds. Right? Yep. Dazansky hits every single snap. It's like they made him come in a separate way from the rest of the team. Like, really? And the players were so funny. "We've got the Iceman on the box, so you don't understand."
Literally sounds like when State College played Pine Richland in a playoff basketball game. Pine Richland's bus was stuck, was delayed completely. Start of the game was supposed to be 7:45. They rolled off the bus at 7:35. You want to delay the game? Nope. Run right onto the floor. They did not miss.
Yeah.
Did not miss that night. Were unbelievable. They knocked State High out of the playoffs. I could not. That literally was. That reminded me of that. Literally, they just came off the bus. 10 minutes later, tip off. Did not miss a shot. It literally were as good as it gets.
"We've got the Iceman on the bus. You don't understand." Jack and I are looking at each other like, "Oh, God." This is about Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
And like Jack and I said, "Who is running the show here?"
Yeah, especially, yeah.
I was like, "What are you doing?"
There's literally players in the bus. There's not players.
Right, exactly.
Then maybe, but for crying out loud.
Right.
Yeah, but to your point with Grunk, I absolutely. To me, I felt like you go back to that Indiana game. I think it felt like, I don't know what was said at halftime at all, if anything, but it felt like it felt like the training wheels came off a little bit in that moment.
They put out a video of Terry talking in halftime
after the Indiana game.
Oh, the Indiana game.
Yeah, no, it was the Indiana game. Is what I was thinking.
Okay.
Yeah, the Indiana game. I'm going back to that game where they're down. I thought the offense was close to the vest a little bit in that first half of that game, and it felt like it just basically. I don't know. I have no idea what Terry Smith said to him, but it felt like Grunkemeyer really got unleashed a little bit. Just kind of, started to sling it a little bit more. Started to have more confidence.
Well, the first play of the second half of the Indiana game, they took a shot.
Yeah. Absolutely.
To Devontae Ross. The only part of it I didn't like was that they had him matched up one-on-one with Pons. So I would like to have seen him matched up on the other side with Sharp, because I think Pons is just that good. That's really the only issue I have with that play. I love the fact they took a shot. And I even made the comment in the Pinstripe Bowl when they took the shot. I said it was incomplete. I said to Jack, I said, that loosens things up when you do that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I felt like. It just felt like that loosened something up. It felt like, okay, I trust you. Be confident, and just throw the ball down the field if you have to. And call plays to throw the ball down the field, and that's ultimately what happened. I think there's no doubt. It just felt like he became more confident, more comfortable in that spot, and it showed in that. First obviously showed at Michigan State. I thought that was a close game. They were able to a close game early on. They were able to respond, and then. That game against Nebraska, I thought it really showed.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Now I want to talk about Terry Smith and what he said after the game.
Yeah.
On ESPN.
Absolutely.
You win the Pinstripe Bowl. We're in an era now where so many things are minimized.
Sure. Agreed.
Right. I mean, you got to feel like you're the hot shot in the room. You minimize something. Oh yeah, it's like, oh, this is a nothing. It's a meaningless exhibition. Or we can do this on a multitude of topics.
Yeah. No, that's right on. Literally.
On a multitude of
right
topics, there's a segment, not a big segment, but a segment of the population that wants to minimize everything.
Absolutely.
In order to be really good at something, in my opinion, it's just my opinion, you have to have a passion for it.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Which means deep down you have to love it. Which means deep down, and I was talking about this in the hallway before, about taking care of the little things, big things take care of themselves. A lot of people want to jump from A to Z. Meanwhile, in order to get to Z, you've got to take care of B through Y. It's the alphabet.
It is.
Just in case you're wondering.
It is. Yeah.
I have to explain too many things in the show.
It is. I'll tell you. Combined with the alphabet soup in kindergarten, I learned it.
Oh, by the way, that's lunch today. No. But you have to love it, because you have to have the love and passion for something that you're like, oh, okay, you know what? I've got to take care of G. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. We got to take care of R. You've got to. It's the process of it. Sure. You have to love it and have a passion for it. Terry, after the game, put all that out there, that he is where he is today. He talked about because of Penn State, because of the sport of football, because of the competition of football, because of the fact he was able to make a career in the profession of football. And he was able to be the head coach of Penn State, his alma mater, and win the last 4 games. And I told him, he brought this up in the hallway afterward. He says, you told me after the Indiana game, he says, you're going to win 4 in a row. I said, yeah. I said, I thought that if you won 1, you'd win them all. Because I thought at that point, point was, if you won 1, it would break the barrier down. Mm-hmm. Everybody would get their confidence back, and I think you'd see a different team. And that's the only reason I said it.
Right.
And he showed the love and the passion and why he's been such a great success in life and as a coach. He's one of the top corners coaches in the country.
No question. Absolutely.
Right? And could coach any position.
Absolutely.
If he coached wideouts, he'd be great. If he was going to coach any other position at Penn State, whatever Matt chooses, he'll be great at it.
Yeah.
Because Terry not only has his mind that makes him a great coach, but he's got this part.
I agree.
Right? You have to have a love and passion
no doubt about
for it. And that was expressed in that interview. And it tells you what the game means. It tells you what the sport means. It tells you what the profession means. It tells you what Penn State means.
Yep.
And I appreciated listening to that so much.
Same.
I mean, he didn't quite say the same things to Brian on the field afterward, but he was close to it. But the way he said it, was it Taylor McGregor, her name?
Yeah.
Yes. She was the sideline reporter.
Yes.
When she interviewed him, and she did a great job with him, by the way. Brian did a great job, but Taylor did a great job in that interview, and the way he expressed himself and the emotion of it.
Yes.
In a world that is trying to minimize everything, don't minimize the man in the arena. The man in the arena makes the decisions, throws their heart and soul into it, takes the slings and arrows, does get some praise sometimes. But if you ever have a chance to read Theodore Roosevelt, he was a president, by the way.
He was.
who's actually our youngest president. Actually, a little slightly younger than John F. Kennedy.
I was going to say, Kennedy's youngest elected, right?
Youngest elected. Yep. Roosevelt took over when President McKinley was killed.
Yeah.
Right. But it's not very long. The Man in the Arena. Read it. And that'll tell you about what Terry Smith talked about. Okay? It's not just here and the investment you need here, right? And and making yourself get through the grind of it. But you have to have here. And Terry has both. Matt has both.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, I have a lot of respect for Matt in a short period of time. But what Terry said after the game was so meaningful. And I realized that when people buy their tickets and when people buy their parking and so forth and make that financial investment to choose you as their entertainment, that's critical.
Yeah, sure is.
That's really important.
Absolutely.
At the same time, when something doesn't go right, the criticism is an avalanche in certain quarters.
Yeah, people wait for it, literally.
Right.
They wait for it.
And it seems more so now than it was 25 years ago.
100%.
It's just a perception of mine.
No, it's
just a perception.
The old cliche, perception's reality, and I feel like it is. I think it's certainly.
You know what's interesting though is when you sit down and you read the writers. You know, I talked about the great beat writers Penn State has. I feel like they lend perspective.
Oh, sure.
And I don't think they go overboard in terms of if they feel
there's one or two bad apples, but for the most part,
if there's a criticism to be made, they know how to write it and phrase it. And if there's praise to be made, they know how to write it and phrase it.
I agree.
And then there are other people like, no, something goes wrong. Somebody has to be fired. I don't like what I'm seeing. Can't stand it. Okay.
Yeah.
And then this guy goes out and invests his heart and soul in what's going on with it, and then expresses it.
Well, absolutely.
Expresses it.
And that kind of stuff will feed off of others. That is, when you have that heart and that passion, it is very difficult for someone to say no to you. It really is. And it makes it that much harder. And that's what brought this team. And that's, to me, and look,
that's a big part.
I'm not in that locker room, but I think that's a big part of what brought this team together, was his passion and the willingness for these guys to play for him because of what he brought to the table. Yeah. That's, I think, the biggest part of it. And I can't say enough about, we mentioned tonight, Dennis Sutton, can't say enough about him for what he was able to do. And played in his final game. And the way he finished the season, I thought was incredible. Absolutely an incredible job by him. And, that heart and that passion that Terry Smith shows and brings and demonstrates is what these players feed off of. Right. And what they are able to take to that field, 100%. And that is what has made this season. Look, if you were to look back week one and say this team's going 7-6, you'd be furious, you'd be disappointed. But the way they finished this year, 7-6, the way they closed this season out for him, I think was extremely special and times that you won't forget in a lot of ways.
By the way, you may be seeing, like, for example, Nicholas Singleton put out something about opting for the NFL draft.
Sure.
Why would he do that? He's got 4 years. There's the Patterson case.
Yeah.
The Patterson case is looming, which we tried to tell you about last week.
Right.
Where, believe it or not, Nicholas Jokic diagnosed with hyperextension of left knee. Okay. I don't know what that means in terms of how long he's out, but like Singleton, say the Patterson case, and they rule in favor of Patterson, then Singleton could get a fifth
another
year.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's why he's declaring for the draft. He's telling everybody what he's doing.
Sure.
Right? Somebody said, he's played 4 years. He doesn't have to declare for the draft. Actually, he does.
Yeah.
Because, again, if the Patterson case comes down and you're allowed a fifth year.
Yeah, then there's uncertainty.
Okay. And by the way, just so you know, 2 G League guys are now playing college basketball. Really?
Yeah.
They already earned money. crazy. It's crazy times we live in.
It really is.
But I mean, all of us think the world of Terry. Is like the running joke we have is that we've known each other for 37 years. He looks at me, he says, "I've known you longer than my wife." I said, I didn't say that was good. But
that's the other part of it too. He played here. I think that's players are gonna feed off that. They're gonna ask questions. They're gonna
played here. He played for Joe, and he's got it's like, there's a lot of things.
Yeah. Family, everything.
His dad graduated
here.
in '68.
Yeah. There's so many things, and look, that's what bonds I think players to coach in a big way.
So a couple notes on the game. Jack Ham and I, there's a lot about personalities people want to talk about. I think the personality stories are always fun and important. But it's our job to concentrate on the game.
Yeah.
What certain keys happen to be. And I know that two of the keys I gave in the game, and I go last, by the way. So 9 times out of 10, all the really good ones are taken.
Yeah.
Brian actually went first this time. Brian, then Jack. Right? And Jack's are always like he's so smart. It's like, but they got to me, and I still had my two. My two were still on the board, right? And because they already talked about the ability to run the ball, and so forth.
Especially in that weather.
And,
no doubt.
And I said, two areas where Clemson has really struggled this year is one, breakdowns in the secondary. I mean, I think I watched for this one 3 Clemson games. I'm trying to think. Actually, I watched 4 Clemson games. All right. You get them and you can ding, 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 go through it, right? Pretty actually faster than you realize. I watched 4 of them. Breakdowns in the secondary was one of my keys, and exploiting it. And the other one was Clemson's inability to hit a big play in the passing game.
Yeah, and that's not entirely on Klubnik. That's absolutely not entirely on Klubnik.
No, I said the key guy was to keep Moore in front of them. Moore had the 144-yard play. He had one. That was it. That's all they had in the game was the one play. Randall, he'd been a wide receiver. Now he's a running back. I just didn't think Clemson didn't have the running game, in my opinion, to compete in the game. Because Randall, I didn't really want to say this before the game. And because you know what. But to be honest with you, he's just another guy.
Sure.
Right? In other words, he's a good player. Not a great player.
Not a complete total difference.
Right. He's not a bad player. He's not a poor player. He's not a mediocre player. He's a good player that made a tough transition from a wide out to a running back spot, and he's good. But he wouldn't start here.
I don't think so.
In fact, he wouldn't play here.
No.
Okay?
Yep.
And then Klubnik. So now I saw him in person, and now, of course, and then watching on the video, and I saw the same things here where there's just something missing with him.
There's something there's something that needs to be more consistent, and that's
I don't think he sees the field that well.
No, I don't think so either.
And I think that's something that's interesting. Now he can run. And
he doesn't use his legs enough.
I slipped that little thing in the broadcast about, I think it was in the pregame show. I said Pitt knows about that because, remember, last year, Pitt's got him. They've got him. And he broke off that long run down the sideline for a touchdown. Was it 45 yards?
Yeah.
Some big number like that. And it was like, wow, he can move. And he did bring them to the college football playoff last year, the ACC title, and then he played pretty well against Texas.
I agree.
Last year down in Austin in the opening round. But I just don't feel like he has a great arm, a nice setup.
Nice set, yeah.
But I'll give you a good example. The sack in the first half by Dennis Sutton. You're outside the pocket. Throw the ball away.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like I feel like as a guy that's been a starter for a while, he doesn't the game is still too fast for him.
Yeah. That's what it feels like, and he's been around too long for that to be the case.
I'm watching the videos, and like you'll see some plays like, wow, okay, go, whoa, okay, whoa, and then you'll go, what the heck, what?
And the throw down the middle of the field too is the one where I think he struggles the most, and that's the one where I think most quarterbacks. I never played the position, so I can't speak fully for them, but that's the one that I think a lot of them hit as their strength.
So now. The play to Moore, for example, that's a terrific quarterback play right
absolutely.
there. Okay?
Yep.
So, terrific. But then the sack by Sutton, you're sitting there going, okay, you're outside
sack on
the
fourth
pocket.
Down.
Right? Yeah. Well, the sack on fourth down, there was no protection. I mean, Penn State zone blitzed.
Yeah, which was an incredible call.
Right?
Yeah.
So you're, what are you doing? You line up. Where's 33? Where's 33? 33's not coming.
Yeah.
They dropped him.
They dropped him in coverage.
Right?
Which is beautiful.
And confused Clemson because he was the focal point they had to stop. And he's not there. Vabu Toure came in and got him. So that one he just like I mean I think he was just surprised by how fast they got to him, and he just couldn't do anything with it. But there's something with him that's not. He's got the size, he's got the arm, he's got movement. But I feel like in watching him out there, the game is still too fast for him.
Yeah,
and
at the college level,
and they don't have. And you would think Clemson would have more team speed at wideout. They don't.
No, they definitely didn't.
And I like Bentancur at tight end. I think he's a good player. Randall, I mean, I'm shocked they didn't use him out of the back. This guy's a former wide receiver. You're not using him out of the backfield against the ball?
Yeah.
Right, whatever. So there's that. Penn State basketball won yesterday. Mingo played terrific. They got off to a slow start. It's kind of like I watched Michigan State play Cornell yesterday. And they got off to a slow start.
It's been off for a week.
Well, they couldn't get off. They couldn't get rid of Cornell until the final 5 minutes of the game. So I mean, Penn State goes through, and you're like, what the heck's going on here? Then all of a sudden, boom, they go on a 20-2 run. Then at the end of the first half, they kind of felt like they had it made, and they gave up 6 points. Okay, but then the second half, they just buried them.
Yeah.
Mingo played great. Eli Rice, that's the best game he's played at Penn State. The previous one had been Michigan State. I thought he played really well against Michigan State. It was really important to see Meli Tuncha and Dom Stewart hit some shots. They needed to see the ball in a game go in the basket. Meli's too talented, and I know he's been fighting. You can tell he's been fighting some confidence, but he knows where the other 9 chess pieces are on the floor. It's not like he doesn't have court vision. He does. And, but he does get bumped off his spot because he's never been in a strength and conditioning program. Okay? I mean, I'm talking about like a serious strength and conditioning program.
Yep.
Once he gets into that, once Tyler really gets a hold of him, because even in the preseason, well, he's been here. Why is it? No, he got here in late August, and then he got hurt in the preseason.
Yep.
And when you miss time, you can't be in the strength and conditioning program. You're trying to rehab. Okay? As time goes, as the season goes, he's going to get stronger, not get pushed off his spot by bigger, older guards. Dom made a terrific play in the first half where he out-hustled Deontay Johnson and slammed the ball off his leg out of bounds. Right? And I think that play woke everybody up. Then he went out and hit 3 threes himself. Everything, of course, changes on Saturday night. Illinois has been playing great basketball. They're 10-3. They buried Southern yesterday. That is an older team, and they may have actually more European players than Penn State does. And that'll be at 7 o'clock. It should be. There are some tickets left, but it should be a great atmosphere there. This team, the vast majority of young teams I have been around, play better at home. That crowd will do everything they can on Saturday night to get behind them.
Absolutely.
And those kids will feel it. But they've got to get out there. But the Hershey crowd wanted to do that too. So you got to go out and get off to a good start in that game. Get not only yourself engaged, but give the fan base something to be engaged about. They didn't do that at Hershey.
No.
Right? So now they got to go down.
Ball well at the beginning at all.
No, not at all. Just did not. So now you've got this. And then Michigan's here. Then it's at Purdue. The rugged start to the new year.
Yeah, see, there's no doubt.
Rugged start.
Yeah.
Now, the NFL. Your team's horrible. No, actually, I like your team.
Defensively, they've got to get better, but I like what they do offensively.
Chicago is a good team.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, Chicago's good.
Indianapolis is not. They threw the ball down the field on them, though.
Two good running backs in Swift and Monangai.
Yeah.
Right? They got Luther Burden back. Although I guess he got hurt in the last play of the game.
Yeah.
Right? But they had to play without Adunze.
Yeah, again.
He couldn't play.
Yeah.
The Steelers, what in the heck
I don't
was
understand
that?
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's not that the Steelers could not move the ball, because Cleveland, despite all, you can make all the jokes about Cleveland you want. Don't joke about their defense.
No, their defense is phenomenal.
Their defense is one of the better ones in the entire NFL. What's interesting about the college football playoff and the NFL playoffs, okay, you know what they both have in common? Every single team in both has flaws.
Agreed.
That's what's so interesting about both the college football playoff and the NFL playoffs. Every team has flaws. Philadelphia spent all that money on the offensive side. Look how much money they have spent on the offensive side. Are they playing good offense?
No.
Their defense
Didn't complete a pass in the second half, had 17 total yards.
Right. Again, another offensive performance. Really, like, okay.
It's puzzling.
Right. Their defense.
Yep.
Because Philadelphia can't move the ball on offense. Their defense was out there so long, they wore him down. And if Josh Allen doesn't have a hurt foot, they lose. I think that affected a lot of things he did and did not.
His mobility.
It affected his mobility. It affected his ability to throw. There's a lot of things because you're going to be able to make certain plays. It affected him. The Steelers. They're missing DK Metcalf. When does
receivers?
What game has DK Metcalf won this year for them? He's been an important part of wins.
Yeah, he's been a focal point.
Right?
Sure.
But he hasn't, this isn't Jamar Chase. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Calvin Austin also out. So they were missing receivers, but they still got to be better than that.
There's got to be a lot better than that. Yeah. Their offensive line did not play well in the game.
Didn't play well at all. I felt like they focused.
And defensively, yeah.
And Garrett was right. Myles Garrett was right about that. They focused too much on him breaking the record.
I mean, it hurt. I'll tell you right now, it hurt two groups. It hurt the Steelers that they focused so much on him, and it hurt the CBS broadcast because they were aching to make a call for the record. It's like, I've got it all scripted right here. I'm all set to go. You're not going to be able to do it. But they played lousy. And, of course, the conditions weren't great, so Boswell was short on a field goal that was down the middle, which is that's unusual for him, but the conditions were lousy. I don't know what they're going to do against Baltimore. And I don't even know if Lamar Jackson is playing.
No, they've not done a good job stopping the run. That's the concern because you look at what Derrick Henry did to the Packers.
Yeah.
He very well could do it to the Steelers.
Judkins is out. He didn't play against the Steelers. That's because Shedeur Sanders hung him out to dry.
Yeah, literally.
Oh, we weren't supposed to say that? Please. I mean, you're watching the game like going, what kind of throw was that? I mean, you just hung him out to dry. And by the way, I was mentioning receivers. I should have mentioned Kobe Howard had another really nice game. I like Kobe a lot. So they have to play Baltimore on Sunday night.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what's going to happen.
No, either.
I don't think anybody knows what's going to happen in that game. I mean, I thought the Rams looked like the team that was going to represent the NFC 3 weeks ago. I don't know what they're going to do. I thought their game last night with Atlanta, I don't know what they were doing. I know they were missing 2 offensive linemen. That part I've got. But, really?
Still feels like Stafford's the type of guy that'll throw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns, or he'll throw for 100 yards and 3 interceptions. There's no in between with him.
He had only thrown 5 interceptions all season going into last night's game. He had 40 touchdowns and 5 picks on the year.
Yeah.
And last night,
no.
Same
with the Carolina game.
I don't know.
Really did not play well against Panthers.
No, he didn't play well against Carolina at all.
Those 2 games, and it just... He's the type of player, and I think to me he's probably a Hall of Famer.
Right.
But there's still just something about him where it's just one day he will have 5 touchdowns, have a game that is worthy of an MVP, and the next game is just, what on earth?
So they're in an interesting spot because they're going to have to go on the road for the first round.
Yeah, and we'll see where they go.
And they're going to have to, it's either Chicago or Philadelphia.
Yeah, it's probably going to be Chicago or Philly, yeah.
It's either one. It's not like no, because they can't. Neither one could be the number 1 seed.
No, they can't be. They can go.
San Francisco, Seattle. Will
the Rams can get the 5 seed. The 49ers lose. The Rams will get the 5 seed by common opponents. So they can go.
They can play either Carolina or Tampa Bay,
which they'd beat. I think. Well, they lost to Carolina though.
Right.
I think.
Well, the game is going to be at Tampa
Carolina,
Bay or Carolina. It's going to be a road game.
Already lost at Carolina this year.
Right.
Beat Tampa Bay, right? They crushed Tampa Bay on the road.
Did.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's going to happen with them. The AFC, same thing. You're going to tell me you have a lot of faith in Denver and New England?
No.
I think they both have played great to this point, but everybody has flaws. College football playoff. There's 8 teams left. Jack and I were driving back after the game on Saturday night. We're talking about this. There are 8 teams left. All 8 teams have flaws.
Yes.
They all have big pluses that got them to this point.
Yeah, sure.
But they also have flaws where you're like, okay, I'm not quite sure about. I mean, all of them are like that. You look at Indiana.
Yeah.
Okay. Indiana, good running game. I'd say a very good running game.
Good, yeah.
Good to very good. Not great.
All right.
Mendoza's movement helps him. Good wideouts, good secondary. They stunt a lot up front. The place kicker, I don't care if he's only missed 1 kick on the year. Every time I watch him, he kicks the ball too low. And that's the reason I didn't vote for him on the All Big Ten team. I mean, I voted for him, I think, 3rd or something like that. But he kicks the ball too low. They've got flaws.
I agree.
Right? Matchups could be a big problem for them. They play Alabama. Alabama struggles running the ball. And Alabama's defense is not what it was 5 years ago.
Not close.
Simpson's a good quarterback.
He is, but not having the running game, I think, exposes his
but Williams
flaws.
Was supposed to be the next. He and Jeremiah Smith. Who leads the nation in drops?
Yeah.
Ryan Williams does.
Yeah, no, he's been bad at times.
I mean, he's been incredibly inconsistent. Right? You got Georgia playing Ole Miss. They played already this year. Okay, there's no Lane Kiffin. Well, when they played, Ole Miss it's in Athens, winning, and then big 4th quarter by Georgia, they win it. Okay, Frazier's a good running back.
Yeah.
The wideouts are good, not great. The guy I think that should be getting the ball more is Zachariah Branch.
Yep.
Who's a terrific returner. I love their tight ends. Yeah. Delp and Lucky are really good players.
I agree.
Gunnar Stockton is a tough, hard-nosed college quarterback who makes tough, hard-nosed plays. But also makes a couple of plays where you say to yourself, he is a tough, hard-nosed college quarterback. Okay.
Yeah.
Defensively, it's not the Georgia defense of the last few years.
I agree.
I mean, flaws. They play Ole Miss. Okay. Games in New Orleans. Ole Miss, Chambliss has played well. I give him credit. Their running game is good. Their wide receivers are good. Their offensive line's improved. Their defensive line has improved. But they've got problems in the back seven. That's why they give up plays. Because of the back seven where they give it up. Okay? Okay? Ohio State is going to play Miami. What have I said about Ohio State leading into the Ohio State game, and nothing has changed my mind about them?
Right.
Their offensive line
Yeah.
is good, not great.
Right.
Their running game is good, not great.
Yep.
They can't run a great play-action game because their running game, I don't think there's enough respect out there for it.
Yeah.
Against a Miami team that Beck is a good college quarterback. Everybody, remember 15 months ago, he's going to be the first overall pick in the draft. I'm watching the Georgia games. I'm thinking, what games are you watching?
Yeah.
I'm missing something here. Am I missing something? And then you watch him this year, and he's been good. The kid that reclassified, the wideout, who's supposed to be a senior in high school right now, he's a really good player. The running game is good. I think defensively they run well. But every once in a while, what do they give up? The big play.
Yeah.
Right? What does Ohio State specialize in? The big play. The two place kickers. Oh, Davis missed 3 field goals against Texas A&M. Okay, Fielding missed 2 against Michigan last year.
Yep.
And then missed from point-blank range. And missed the big one against Indiana this year indoors. Okay. And then you got Texas Tech against Oregon.
Yeah.
Okay. Texas Tech's defense is really good.
Really good. Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
Offensively, they're good, not great.
Yeah. I agree.
And you want to know a big reason why? It's the quarterback. He can make some plays, but he's not. He's just like.
Yeah.
If I'm looking at all the quarterbacks going into these games, he's 8. He's 8.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Oregon then. Well, Penn State played Oregon. Okay. I think Oregon is a team where Moore got off to a great start the first 5 weeks. Played well here. Right? Sadiq is a tremendous player at tight end. They do have their wideouts back because they got DeCorian Moore and they got Gary Bryant back. That really helps. But their tackles are just okay. And Moore under pressure when he wants to really throw it. I mean, we all know he can run it. Their running backs, Whittington is a good player. The other ones are okay. They're not great. And then defensively, Mixon's a good cover linebacker. Betcher's good against the run. Uyunglele, they'll make a big deal out of him on TV. I don't see it.
I don't either.
The other kid, Tuioti, a really good player. 44. That's a good player. I think their tackles are okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Secondary wise, okay, the corners are good but young. Okay? If we're talking a year from now, we might be talking about those 2 corners being great at this level. Okay? But not today.
Right.
But I don't think Texas Tech has the wideouts to beat them.
I don't either.
See, everybody's got flaws. We go through the NFL playoffs, we can do the same thing.
I think as an NFL fan, from a fan's perspective, this is what you looked for the NFL for many years. There's been parity, but you also got the same teams in those conference title games. Now you're getting the parity you asked for, but you don't have a team that sticks out to me that is clear cut. As poor as the Eagles have been on offense, I think a lot of people would favor them in the NFC right now, but they have their flaws. There's no doubt.
It's just
Yeah.
That's what makes this so interesting, because, and it's like this in almost every sport right now. The Dodgers are the dominant team in baseball, but you still have questions about their bullpen.
Sure.
The Yankees have spent the gross domestic product of Guatemala on their team and have...
Same with the Mets.
Right? Well, the Mets spent the gross domestic product of Mexico.
Yeah.
Okay, on their team. And had no playoff. You see in the NBA, there's flaws all over the place. Sure. Same thing in the NHL, there are flaws all over the place.
Yep.
And sometimes you just have to survive. The transfer portal opens on Friday for college football. It could be wild, and not just here. It's going to be wild across the country.
It's always going to be wild anymore.
Right?
Yeah.
Still no decision on your part?
No. Still weighing the options.
Would you like a hint? We are back on Friday, so this is the last time that you'll have a chance to see this between now and Friday, when the portal officially opens. So to each and every one of you, a happy, wonderful, safe New Year. Can't wait to talk to you in 2026.
Absolutely.